Hola y hola a ti también. Lo bueno con estar de vuelta para nuevos episodios de Pokémon la Tomo Alternativa. Siéntate, ponte cómodo y vemos que haremos. In the last episode, we redesigned Sprigatito, the new grass type Gen 9 starter. And if you haven't watched that episode and don't know why I'm speaking Spanish, well, one, Cam. It's my second language because I'm half Spanish. And also, since it's a new region, thought I might do that. I'm only going to do that for the starters, which means you're only going to hear it one more time with Quaxley. Anyway, so we are going to be doing the fire starter, which is Fuecoco today. And let's talk about the origins of Fuecoco. Now, Fuecoco is, of course, a crocodile. The thing is, crocodiles aren't really native to Spain. So why is it the crocodile? Well, there is a popular theory going around, and mostly from a video by Hoops and Hip Hop. You guys should check out his channel, he's definitely amazing. By the way, this is how Sprigatito turned out awesome. So I will go over that. So the inspirations of Fuecoco are... So first of all, the first inspiration for the name is... So first of all, Fuego is part of the name, and that is Spanish for fire, of course, fuego. And then cocodrilo is Spanish for a crocodile. And also, the coco part, or should I say gogo, that is a part of mythology. It's not really mythology, more like folklore in Spain. It's also part of other countries. Have you guys ever heard of the boogeyman, You guys probably would have heard of that. You were probably scared of that when you were a child. I know I certainly was, until I realised, oh yeah, monsters don't exist. Well, despite crocodiles not being native to Spain, in Spain, Coco is usually depicted as a large alligator, which is basically the same thing as a crocodile. Like, there's only so many differences. For example, one of them being the way the teeth are. So we will be redesigning Fuecoco. And, yeah, I know, that wasn't supposed to... I know there's a meme that makes it look like an Among Us. It doesn't help that I made it even more bean-shaped, but... that's the mouth. It's not a visor. I'm not redesigning it as Among Us. I am not doing that. That's a coincidence. Well, whatever. Well, technically it was a coincidence. I didn't mean for that to happen, but whatever. Anyway, let us get into this redesign. So first of all, let's see. First of all, we should start with the head. So head includes this area here. So it's the same part. Well, however, yeah, all that there. So see, so first of all, let's see, so I'm going to start off by doing the snout, which is the mouth, essentially. Now let's see, I am going to add 4 teeth to the bottom row instead of just the normal 2 to the bottom row. I'm just really trying to find some differences here, as it is essentially, I really can't find that much to change about this, because Fuecoco is such a great design. However, I feel like I know what to change, but I also feel like I don't at the same time. So let's think of the fact that they usually have rounder shapes. Let's round off the nostrils instead of having them triangle shaped, like completely triangle. Instead they're triangular. I know triangles are triangular, but it's not completely a triangle now. Anyway, I'm shaping the eyes more like the goggle, not like a crocodile, and more, I mean more like, you know, the folklore, the boogeyman, the Spanish version of that. Which I feel like, you know, why would that be the boogeyman if crocodiles aren't native to Spain? You know, like, it makes more sense for some sort of spectre. Well, actually, what makes more sense? A crocodile or a spectre? Because, I mean, you know, what actually makes more sense in this world? Does anything even make sense? Now, I want him to seem sort of aggressive, but sort of be, you know, like, sort of like Pancham, where he tries to be aggressive but ends up being cute instead. Now this year, this actually won't be grey, so that will either be blue or pink. Now the reasoning for that is because of a lot of fan-made evolutions for it. As I mentioned, Hoops and Hip Hop before. Now while he didn't make the evolution he showcased in this video, of course he's the one who commissioned that specific design from one of his friends. I think it's the same person who helped him out with his own Pokémon. Anyway, point is, and that has blue eyes, of course leaning into the ghost type. And of course, same thing for Subjectively's, that has pink eyes. Now, while those are related to specters, and I am known for not changing the type, there is such a thing as a blue and pink flame. So there's that. So anyway. So I am making it seem more like a skull by having it be an actual mask. It's not an actual mask, but you know what I mean. If you were to, you know, that seems more like sockets there. Dividing this up and actually giving a white jaw. Because that is a popular theory that will end up being a skull, and whether the actual evolution will end up being a skull or not, or whether, I don't know if I'm going to end up redesigning that to be an actual skull or not. I don't know yet. If it's not a skull and I decide I don't want to redesign the evolutions with a skull, I could just say, well, that is just the way I wanted to change the face. There, you know, that's just the way it goes. So now, would you guys say, yeah, you'd probably say that that's me done with the head, isn't it? That's just the head there. So, let's see, next part, of course, would end up being the torso. How many times am I going to say next part? So, let's see, probably the hands next. And then, of course, claws. So, I guess you could say those are the arms, and if it does end up going to skeleton, right? Or as I said before, I end up redesigning it as a skeleton, you could say that those segmented parts, they do look segmented, don't they? I could end up turning them into skeletal parts, but that all depends on whether where I want this to go or not. I may even redesign it to be like a bull, you know, the popular theory of the Chinese zodiac, and people are thinking that this is either going to end up being a snake or the bull. Maybe thinking crocodile, a bull. That doesn't make any sense, but most likely you guys would have probably heard that theory and probably either disagree with it or agree with it, but either way you'll probably have heard of it already. But, you know, that just depends, because like there are quite a few of them that already break the chain. Well, that people say break the chain, I mean, I believe in the theory. However, like, I don't think they respectively break the chain. I mean, I know that, like, Cyndaquil is supposed to be the rat. And, like, what, it's based on a badger. Badgers even rodents. If they are, then, yeah, that makes sense. If they aren't, well, then there's literally, you know, the regional rodent, the Route 1 rodent. They're not all based on rodents. They're more like the Route 1 small mammal. Because, you know, there's Bunnelby. And what is Bunnelby? A bunny. I never heard that a bunny is a rodent. If it is, then great, the theory works. If it doesn't, then sure, whatever. Well, my point is, even if it doesn't work, the theory, for whatever it says. Anyway, point is, there's of course the theory of the reboot. It reboots every 4th generation. With that game end up being named after, like, a color, because, you know, the last one being named after a color was gold and silver, technically, though. Because, you know, black and white, they aren't colors, they're shades and highlights respectively, black being a shade and white being a highlight. That's their official classification. They aren't classified as colors. Anyway, the point is, I'm going to make the tail longer. Let's see. Now there's just part there, however. So I'm making it also to, again, this is another throwaway that if I decide to redesign it as a skeleton, or if it will end up being a skeleton and I choose to lean into that feature or not, or if I decide not to, I can just throw it away by saying that's how I wanted to change the stomach pattern, rather than give it a literal, well, meaningless square. I mean, I don't know, Score Bunny has one. It's not meaningless though. I mean, it represents sports and it's a literal, you know, it's a little bandage. Like, well, my country calls them a plaster. Well, the country that I currently live in, of course, because I technically have the blood of 2 countries in me. But anyway, there we go, guys. That right there is the redesign of Fuecoco from Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Now, if you guys would like to see more, the next video will end up being the last episode of redesigning these starters. And then after that, we'll, of course, be back to Galar, the original series, the new Galar, and I will start uploading to the new Galar playlist again when I get to Applin, which is the next one. And then, of course, the last Galar Pokemon, what's that? I'm pretty sure Calyrex is the last Galar Pokemon. I'm counting Hisui as its own thing. So, of course, like, I will do Hisui next. And by the time I finish Galar and Hisui, if there are any more Gen 9 Pokemon introduced, I will do them. That is how it works. However, if the entire region is released by then I will do the entire region. However, if I finish Gen 9, then move on to Gen 1, which by then I will probably end up be doing Caterpie. If any Gen 9 Pokemon get released after that, they have to wait their turn. They have to wait until I have finished Alola, and then I will be doing Gen 9. Like any Pokemon that is introduced after I start doing Gen 1 again. That's just the plan. That's how it's going to work. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time for Quaxley.